What is going on, Bulls Nation? Back again for another video. So today, All-Star game. There's no games whatsoever, so we're just gonna talk about like the impending uh, buyout market. So we already got one with Tristan Thompson. Do I feel like the Bulls are done? They could be, but I highly doubt it. Knowing AK, they would surprise us with something, and uh, and honestly, I don't mind it by doing buyouts. We're gonna get rid of some of our players, right? We gotta get, assuming that we, let's say we got Tristan Thompson in the bag, so we gotta release a player. I'm guessing that player would be Alphonso McKinney. Would I be sad to see him go? Absolutely not. He did a good job when he was here. He did what he's supposed to do. Now, is there a few more players that we can get rid of to welcome new players in? Yeah. One of them is Matt Thomas, in my opinion. He did a decent job filling in for the injured guards that we do have. But let's be honest here. If we replace him with somebody like Garry Harris, would that really be a downgrade? Garry Harris is a really capable guy. The Bulls drafted Harris, for those who doesn't remember, in Nurkic. And we made that fantastic trade to get Dog McDermott. Yes, we traded Nurkic and Garry Harris to get McDermott. Now, I wish I could say, hey, you know what? The time McDermott is here, he did a pretty good job, but he did not. So that was definitely a bad trade. To get McDermott, to get those. I mean, Nurkic and Harris, for all accounts, is a lot. Even just one of them is a better player than McDermott. Much more so too. Like imagine Nurkic being on this team. Although he might not be on this team had we drafted him. But who knows, right? Like in any event, they are better. However, like with this buyout market, and supposedly he's going to be bought out by Magic in his last year of his contract. The guy could fill in a role, right? Like in the meantime, this is the problem if you're a guard and on a buyout, and obviously you want to be in a contender. But this buyout guy, especially somebody like Garry Harris, who's still, relatively young and looking for a better contract next year, he would have the opportunity to shine on the Bulls for about a month at most. Because once our rotational guards comes back, and I mean starting guards with Lonzo and Caruso, the depth chart is obviously going to be low because now our starting is going to be Levine and Ball, obviously, and then we're going to have off the bench Caruso and Dosumu, or Caruso, Ball, and Dosumu. That would leave Garry Harris, buried on the bench. That is 5 guards rotation that are quality guards that for a month or so, maybe it's from after the All-Star break all the way maybe till mid-March. Let's just hope that there's no setbacks, right? If there's no setbacks and they allow Caruso and Ball to take their time for rehab and not rush them back, because we have Garry Harris, for example, to make sure that they are healthy come playoff time, and just maybe get a few reps before they step back in playoffs, maybe 5 games before the season ended. That would be the best case scenario for Bulls, because if Garry Harris can fill in right now, because right now our guard combination so far with his teams that we've beaten, and mind you, they're not quality teams, with Dosumu and Ball, supposedly has been okay, has been really, really good. Dosumu shined, and always we're high on Dosumu. Kobe is up and down, but against bad teams, like so far he's on a tear. Like he just scored 31 points. But again, I don't want Harris taking minutes away from those guys, especially from Dosumu. But if he's gonna take away minutes from, Matt Thomas, I don't mind that at all. Now, do I want a power forward instead? Absolutely. But looking at it now, it looks like Paul Millsap is not going to be available, because we know like Philadelphia needs a depth at a big man as well, because they just traded away, Andre Drummond. So they need some size. I won't be surprised if Philadelphia goes after Rolo right after, that trade. Or if Rolo gets bought out, I wouldn't be surprised at all. So I doubt that we're going to get a power forward that we wanted. Like, even if we get like Derek Favors, he has a player option next year that he might pick up. I don't know if I want to get that. So a power forward, obviously, is a bigger concern, but I I mean, unless I'm missing someone here, let me know in the comments down below. But I wouldn't mind Garry Harris as a rental. Any buyouts that we get as a rental, but I wouldn't mind him filling in. You know, letting our guards be healed fully till they come back, and then once they do, he'll go back to the end of the bench. I wouldn't mind that at all because Garry Harris has some size. He plays pretty good defense. He's 6'4", you know, kind of like Kobe-esque type. He can fill it in as well. He's a good shooter. So if Kobe is having an off night, maybe we can plug him in, you know, type of role. So, but I wouldn't mind him at all. Obviously, like I mentioned earlier, maybe a wing, really good wing defender. I'm not looking for like an offensive spark. You know, that was good with Kobe right now. We have, and you know, you wouldn't mind Garry Harris as well. But right now, we already have a dog now with Tristan Thompson inside. I wouldn't mind another, you know, like quality defensive-minded wing. And that was supposed to be Troy Brown Jr., I know, but he's not. So, you know, we'll see what we do have. Because we have till March 1st for these guys to be eligible to play for the playoffs. So let's see, you know, between now and that date, if there's any more buyout candidates. But be sure you'll find them in this channel. And again, thank you for watching, guys. If you like this kind of videos, give this channel, you know, a subscribe. It really does help me out. And it makes me really happy to see that subscriber count growing. I've only been like uploading, like a month or two, maybe. And, you know, there's already like almost 200 subscribers. So thank you guys for all your support. Bulls Nation, it's big, man. The Bulls fans is huge, and I would love to hear your thoughts as well. You know, I'm not alone here, so thank you for watching. Subscribe to the channel, and I'll see you guys in the next video.